Well, joining us is Kinsey Schofield, royal commentator, host of the To Die For Daily podcast. She's still here. She's in Los Angeles, and she's been, Sarah, crying on air because she's just felt so awful about all the things that Catherine's had to go through, all the things that William's had to go through, and you've now had a little while to digest this, Kinsey, and I suppose, as everyone is going to have to, come to terms with what that family's going through.
Absolutely, and it's so nice to listen to you and Sarah, kind of dissect this from my side of the pond. Again, you're giving me a lot more peace, and I'm sorry for crying. I do apologize, but yeah, this is a woman that is loved all over the world. I was surprised by the Photoshop mishap. Now, no one, I don't know. I'll be surprised if we ever mention it again, because now it just seems so irrelevant. And at the time, some of her friends spoke to publications like The Times, saying it was an innocent mistake. She just wanted to present a perfect image to the world. She wanted it to be the perfect picture. And and having this information now, you really understand the place she was coming from. Perhaps she was insecure about the way she looked. Perhaps she thinks she looks different today. I thought she looked absolutely beautiful in that video. Again, thoughts and prayers coming from the United States. We love the Princess of Wales, have always loved the Princess of Wales. And I think another element and another reason why this makes me so sad or makes us so emotional is because we've really grown up with her. She was a young woman when she first burst on the scene, always makeup free and always in some sort of sporting element. She was either on a ski slope or she was in water, and she just looked so blissful and happy. And she had while she always behaved herself, she did seem to have such a free spirit. And we watched her become a mom for the first time. And how ridiculous and brave is it that she stands on the steps hours after giving birth to say hi to the world, to introduce her baby to the world. And we've just really had a chance to grow up with her. So obviously we're rooting for her. We love her. And there's so much excitement about the future of the monarchy when it comes to Prince William and Catherine. We desperately are excited to see what that world looks like, because they're so uplifting. They're hardworking. They've got both of their initiatives that they kind of fixate on, whether it's Earthshot or it's homeless, the homeless crisis. Then we've got Catherine's early years. They've been creative in the way that they have kind of tried to brand themselves within the firm. And we're looking forward to the future.
Kinsey, thank you very much indeed. And Sarah, we have messages now of support and love appearing for Kate and for William as well. And one of them is from her brother, James Middleton. And it's enormously affecting to see it, isn't it? And he's put up an old picture of the two of them as a tribute. And his message is this: over the years, we have climbed many mountains together. As a family, we will climb this one with you too. I mean, a brother and sister, for goodness sake.
That is a very, very, very moving picture of the two of them as children climbing a mountain. A very close family. James Middleton, the youngest of the three Middleton siblings. They are remarkably
We're looking
close.
at the
There's
picture
the
now. We can see that's Kate and James when they were little.
And a very, very close-knit family. And that support network will be crucial right now.
Yes.
We've talked about the role of Carol and Michael Middleton, Kate's parents, living a short distance away from them in Berkshire, but also the role they play as grandparents, giving some normality to George, Charlotte and Louis. Pippa, Kate's sister, and James, they are all very close in terms of geography. They live very near to each other, but also in terms of the emotional support that they give each other. And a really beautiful, poignant message from a brother to his big sister.
It really is. And I mean, we know, don't we, about the closeness of the Middletons, and we also know how important Carol and Michael Middleton have been to Prince William. They've really been a kind of grounding and reassuring and kind of light-hearted, I always think, presence in his life. They've shown him a different kind of family life.
Normal family life.
Yeah.
He was able to walk into their house, sit around the table and have an ordinary family Sunday roast with them and take part in that very normal, very close family life. So different, no matter the very best efforts of Diana, and Charles that his was never going to be a normal childhood. And I think what we've seen with Kate and William is their huge efforts to give their children as normal a childhood as they possibly can, despite their status, despite their position, despite George's destiny, to try and ensure that they have that very, very close family, that they have a normal family life, that they go to school, that they have ordinary friends, that they play football, that they have parties with their friends, all of those things, to protect them for as long as possible as they can, because life will change.
And we know that it was only on Saturday that Kate was watching the children playing sport at school.
Very much involved in school life.
And we know how front and centre Carol Middleton is, because there she was driving Kate on the school run to deliver or pick up the children. And so, you know, they come from a kind of family where you could have a driver, a chauffeur, all sorts of, you know, servants or palace employees doing that kind of thing for you. But there was Carol, because she's the grandma, and she was doing it. And there was Catherine with her mother, knowing that she could rely on her mother to drive and you know, make everything normal, as you say, in a kind of presiding atmosphere of just love and comfort. And actually, even as he called himself Bad Uncle Gary, I think did communicate that on television when he talked about how much he adores his niece. He loves her and he loves his sister.
And that she was perfect
in
every way, he said. And I think with Carol, I mean, she's talked about the sort of family traditions and how she loves to hide little elves around the house at Christmas time. There will be lots of celebrations for Easter. They'll be making a big fuss of the children and ensuring that life is happy, that life goes on, that they are reassured that mummy is going to be okay, and that everything carries on as normally as it possibly can. And that is why this now this plea for privacy and to allow them to get on with that. And Kensington Palace saying the Princess of Wales will be back to work.
Yes.
And when she is, we'll provide more information. She wants to get back to work. But for now, it has to be the focus on the children and her recovery.
I'm going to bring Kinsey back into this. Kinsey, this message from the Princess of Wales' brother James Middleton, with this lovely picture of the two of them climbing a mountain when they were younger, very young, much younger, two lovely, lovely children there. He's the youngest of the three Middleton children. And the message: over the years, we have climbed many mountains together. As a family, we will climb this one with you. We don't normally hear much from James, Kinsey, but this is I suppose it's a kind of talisman of support. It's saying that you've done an incredibly brave thing in making this so public and being so honest, and I'm your brother and I know the real you, and we love you to pieces, and we'll be there for you all the way through, as we always would be, and we know that you would be there for me. I mean, it's really a incredibly moving message, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we don't hear a lot from James about the Princess of Wales. He's very protective of his sister and her privacy, but we have gotten to know him very well on social media. He posts regular videos and photos of his family, his dogs. I believe he's recently written a book. So he's a little bit, you know, much more outspoken than other members of the family, because he's created his own brand online that's all about dogs, dog well-being, and how dogs have enhanced his mental health, and what the addition to dogs in his life did to improve his own mental health. Yeah. So, you know, getting to know his personality online and getting to see just how outspoken he's become on mental health and on animals. And I think if it's any indication of who Catherine really is as a person, then she is an amazing human being. I mean, she does remind me of the Queen in the sense that we don't hear her speak very often. We do know little about her. I don't necessarily know what her favorite TV show is or what she's doing when she's not a human jungle gym with 3 beautiful babies crawling all over her. She does stay private. And, you know, that has been, I think, one of the issues here, that double-edged sword of the mystery that surrounds the British royal family. She wasn't in a position to defend herself when the internet kind of wreaked havoc on this story. But that mystery is ultimately what makes her so magic, and it's what makes her so special, and it makes the royal family so special. So to see her and her brother speak out today, and you know, to have that information, it feels very much like a privilege.
Certainly does. I agree with every word you just said. I was talking about Kate's uncle Gary, just because, you know, it's this idea of the family framework and, you know, tightening around her, which is what we can see happening and feel happening. And we just have the breaking news that Gary Goldsmith has pulled out of the Celebrity Big Brother final. And I think that sounds like absolutely the right thing to do,
Absolutely
don't you?
the right thing to do and the respectful thing to do. I mean, there was a lot of consternation about his appearance on Celebrity Big Brother in the first place, and I think it would have been entirely inappropriate for him to be there celebrating in what's going to be a big party tonight on television when this news has just broken about his niece. And the reaction to this has been quite remarkable, hasn't it, Vanessa? As you've been describing the tributes from the King, who says he's so proud of his daughter-in-law, from the White House, talking about their sadness at the news. Also, Dr. Tedros, the Director General of the World Health Organization, has just posted his message of support.
What did he say?
In the last couple of minutes. And he says, "Your Royal Highness Princess of Wales, you are not alone. Our best wishes for a swift and complete recovery." And I think when you look at all of those messages coming in, you see just what an impact this young woman, this princess, has all over the world.
Thank you very much, Kinsey.